Hey there traders, today is the 23rd of February 2021 and boy oh boy do we have some volatility in this market recently. So I'm going to jump into the charts here, Bitcoin on the daily. First thing I do want to point out is the fact that we are bouncing off the 21 exponential, which still should technically speaking keep us on the bullish side medium term. In fact, I would not be bearish medium term unless Bitcoin takes out the 55 exponential moving average around 39,000. Let's call it $40,000 even. Until Bitcoin closes a daily candle below that particular liquid zone, I will remain overall bullish, medium term, longer term. But short term, we could be bearish here. And I'll jump into some shorter term time frames. But I want to talk about longer term positions and how I'm planning on taking some longer term positions. So what I've done is I've taken the money that I've got and the money that I can afford to put away for the next 3 to 6 months, and I've transferred that to my spot wallet, right? So that I can start placing orders to buy some of these coins at certain levels as they dip down for my longer term position. So remember, this should be money that you're willing to put away for the next 3 to 6 months. Everything that's happening here is a opportunity. Let me put it to you that way. Everything to the downside from this point forward is an opportunity. So what I'm doing is I've already started buying my longer term position. So I bought at minus 15%. So I bought my first longer term position this morning. So my first longer term position has now been executed. The next one is going to be at minus 20%, which is then at $46,317. Sorry, the first one was at $50,000. The next one is at 47,000. Let's call it $47,000 even. That's at 20%. Then at 30% is going to be my next level to buy. That is at 40,750. And then ultimately 35% is my next target at $37,800. So these are the zones that I'm looking to buy. I'll pop in the price tags here on the side so that you can see them. So I've put orders in. I'm buying a little bit by little bit into the market to give me a dollar cost average. In my opinion, I think we will be very lucky if we can get filled on all of them. I don't think we will be filled on all of them, but let's see. So the first one was around $50,000 I bought this morning. Next one is around 47,000 as already discussed. Next one is at 44,300-ish. That's the next level. No, excuse me. The next level is over here. And then the next level is actually over here. Okay. So those are the four levels that I'm paying attention to. Again, let's use the measuring tool. We can see that our first one was at 15%, which was this morning. I purchased some for my longer term position. The next one is at 20%, which is around about $47,000. The next one is at 30%, which is all the way down here. So sorry about that. That's actually at 40,700-ish. I'll adjust that just now. And the next one is 35%, and that one is correct. So this one needs to be adjusted slightly. There we go. There we go. So those are the levels I'm currently paying attention to buy for my longer term position. Very important. I needed to get that out of the way. So let's jump into the lower term time frames here. Yesterday, we looked to buy Bitcoin around this level. You can see a humongous spike to the downside, a lot of selling pressure. This was a long squeeze happening here, pushing out all the over leveraged longs. We were long here. We got stopped out, unfortunately. And then it went in our direction, and it would have actually hit at least some of our targets to the upside. But let bygones be bygones here. We've now flipped to short-term bearish. Could we see a bounce from this point shorter term? Yes, definitely. But Do I want to buy right now shorter term? No, I would not. The only time I would be short term bullish again on Bitcoin is if it breaks above $55,200. Until then, I will be looking to go short on Bitcoin or looking for shorting opportunities. So I'm definitely not bullish on this pair at the moment. We can even use the hourly because it's so volatile. We can use the hourly to gauge more or less where we're going. And you can see the 200 exponential moving average lining up with this zone, the 21 exponential lining up with this zone. So more likely going to bounce short term back up to this level here, and then we'll be looking for some shorting opportunities from here or even as high as here. So I'm not going to put in any limit orders here. I'm going to rather play it by ear and see when we do get a entry reason and take a manual trade from there, a market buy or a market sell. Um, don't worry, it will be something that I'll warn you about. So I'll tell you, listen, around 2 o'clock today, I'm going to take a market buy on something or a market sell. But let's see how this plays out. If and only if it gets rejected by this zone where we go short, and we will target probably the next level around $47,000. Remember, short-term trades and my longer-term positions are two different things. The shorter-term trades are happening on the futures market, where my long-term positions are now being accumulated on the spot price, on the spot market, on the other side of the Binance platform. So after I've accumulated those positions, I will then transfer them to an external wallet. I don't actually keep my longer term positions on the exchange. I'll move them to Exodus, which is a desktop wallet. Perhaps I'll make a tutorial on that. But anyway, let's get back to the price action here. I think a short-term bounce here would definitely be in the cards, followed by a rejection, at which point we will be looking to go short today for Bitcoin. But to the same token, if Bitcoin does break above the 55 again on the shorter term time frames, I do think we'll see an extended move back up to $54,000, maybe even $55,000 even. And then we will look for any shorting opportunities from both these zones. That's why we're going to not put in any limit orders. I would like to see the price action in these areas. Next up, we've got Bitcoin Cash. Also, most definitely shorter term bearish here. Could see a short term bounce just like Bitcoin. But the level that I would like to short personally is around $651 to about $665. That's where I would love to go short on Bitcoin Cash. Levels that I'm paying attention to buy to the downside is most definitely already one of the levels here. So I'm playing it the same way. So I'm only buying a couple of coins for longer term positions. Bitcoin Cash is one of them. Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Chainlink, Uniswap, I'm buying for longer term. Neo, I'm buying for longer term. And then I also bought, where's it? BNB. Also bought BNB. So let me color these in. Neo. These are all the coins that I'm trying to accumulate longer term right now. Ethereum, Chainlink. There we go. I think that's all of them. Oh, and Uni. I got Uni as well. All right. So those are the coins I'm accumulating longer term. I think they are going to be overall the coins that are going to outperform most of the other altcoins. I am also looking at these four coins at the bottom: 1inch, Doji, and VeChain. So we'll see, but I'm not too confident on their longer term positions unless they've been confirmed. But I'll keep you guys up to date on that. So right now, same thing for Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to be looking to buy in every single time we hit 15%. So 15% was already up here. We didn't get that one. So what I did is I just bought this morning at minus 30%, about 50% of the money that I would have stashed in here. So I already bought 1, 2, 3 positions worth of coins, all at the same position, all here at $547. So I've got one more area that I'm paying attention to, which is around the $500 even mark, which is another level that I'll buy some more, but I'm already filled on my order. So this is the level that I wanted to buy Bitcoin Cash at, and I did this morning, or late last night. I can't remember when this order was filled. So what I've done now is I'm waiting for one more push to the downside, probably towards $500 even, and that's where I will stack up on the rest of my position here. Shorter term for Bitcoin Cash, I'm definitely looking for a push back down, perhaps a short-term pullback into this liquid zone, and a rejection would definitely get me back on the bearish side of things, looking to go short-term to the downside here, perhaps a short-term bounce and then a rejection. I do have to say, I think all of these are going to have a shorter-term bounce today, met with major resistances throughout the day. So we'll probably have some shorting opportunities. Ethereum, the same thing, exactly the same strategy. So at 15% is where I would have liked to buy first. So that was yesterday. So what I did, instead of just one position, I bought two positions this morning at 22%. The next level is going to be 30%, which is around 1440, excuse me, 1440, and then 35% brings us all the way back down to around about 1,300 even. So those are the levels again, 1,300 even, that I'm buying into the market right now. The next level is obviously this one at 1,440. And then I also bought uh, three positions worth this morning at 1,580-ish is more or less where I got. But let's talk about short-term price action here. I'm definitely bearish on Ethereum here. I think we should see a shorter-term bounce, perhaps met with resistance around this $1,700-ish mark. And then we'll be looking to go short on Ethereum today as well. So there's a lot of short opportunities. We'll be patient and wait and see which ones are the best ones. Chainlink, the same thing here. I've also bought some for my longer term position this morning. You can see right here, we already reached the 15% mark yesterday, which I did not buy. So I skipped that one. The 20% I skipped as well, because I was not awake and I was not in front of the chart at that point. And now I've bought this morning at 26.96, somewhere around here. I got filled on a small order, just, well, three of the orders. So I've stacked all of them and bought this morning. And now if we've got one more move to the downside, my next level is going to be around about 23.75. So those were the levels that I bought. So that's literally the two levels I'm looking to get filled on my longer term positions. So definitely see if you can get filled on that. Again, this is money that we're putting aside for the next 3 to 6 months. Shorter term for Chainlink here, I definitely think we're going to see a short term bounce. The level that I would like to short is way up here at $29. Let's call it $30. No, let's call it, yeah, let's call it $30, somewhere in this zone. So I'm going to be patient and see and wait for the market to make its move here. I do think we're going to see a short-term bounce. How high does that bounce take us? We'll have to see about that. I'm definitely going to be shorting around here, or looking for a shorting opportunity. Any kind of rejection from any of these liquid zones will be met by extreme caution, of course, because we're overall in a massive bull trend. But it doesn't mean that we can't look for any kind of shorter term positions here. Same thing that I didn't buy Litecoin on longer term positions here. So let's talk about the short term position. I think also a short term bounce is in the cards here today. I think everything's going to bounce short term. These are the two levels I'm paying attention to, around 205 and 220. As long as we close 4-hour candles below that, I'm going to be looking for entries and reasons to short the market, especially around 210. would most probably be the best place for me to look for a short. So I'm going to be patient again, wait for the market to pull back, and then wait for us to get a clear confirmation of where it wants to go next. Definitely short-term bounce here to be expected, but to be met with short-term resistance. Actually, $215 somewhere up here is where I would like to short Litecoin. So we're going to stay patient. We're going to wait for the entry reasons to be met, and we're not going to rush into this market. But we're going to keep analyzing it and see if any opportunities do present themselves. For Uniswap, this is very important. I bought the entire position this morning for my longer term position. The reason why is if I pull this down, you can see that we have gone yesterday as low as 33%. So what I've done is I have filled an order around about $22.85 for Uniswap, and I'm now completely 100% in this one for the longer term position. So I'm not dollar cost averaging. I've just bought this one. I'm very comfortable with doing it that way because I want to leave this one to keep on running and continue to run. And this is a previous level of structure here. So I'm happy to take a position, a full position on Uniswap here. If it goes into some drawdown, I'm okay. Remember, I'm leaving this money for the next 3 to 6 months. It can come all the way back down to $17 and it wouldn't bug me because I'm not emotionally attached to it. I'm just leaving it on the side. So that's short term, well, longer term for Uniswap. That's the position I'm in. Shorter term for Uniswap, I think we'll definitely see a bounce from here. Is it going to be met with resistance? That's going to be the interesting part because this is probably one of the only altcoins that I've looked at, this one and Neo, that I've looked at that isn't overall bearish right now. It's still very, very constructive and powerfully strong. It's holding previous resistance. It did not break through that many levels of structure on its way down. So I am liking what I'm seeing here for Uniswap. And perhaps this shorter term bounce here could continue into a longer term bounce. I'm not taking a shorter term position here at all. In fact, I'll be looking to go short around 26.55 if we get a reason for entry. So again, I'm neutral, but I've already bought a longer term position on Uniswap. So I'm in the market now with a longer term position. So I'm not rushed to take any kind of shorter term positions. Same thing with Neo. So I didn't fill the entire order with Neo. I've still got one order left, but I did buy 2 orders worth of positions this morning around the $42 mark. The next level I'm paying attention to is around the $38 mark. And then the next one is going to be around the $35 mark. So let me just pop these in here for you so that you are aware of them. These are the levels that I am buying in for Neo. This is a very powerful chart. I do think we still have a lot more room to the upside here. On the 4-hour chart, I do think we're going to see, again, this is not overly bearish if you're looking at this chart. So I do think we'll be met with shorter term positions, resistance, excuse me, and we will see the price perhaps come back down to fill those longer term orders that we've got. But I don't want to become overly bearish on this particular formation as long as it holds above 38.70. Then perhaps we could see those lower moves to about $30. But I think as long as it maintains this level, I'll be overall bullish short term as well. Even though we are breaking structure to the downside, we're not breaking major structure to the downside. This would be more of a major structure tested multiple times. This was also a little bit of a major structure, but we have not confirmed below it just yet. Perhaps now at 10 o'clock we will confirm below it. And then we could see some short-term downside for sure. Perhaps we'll see a rejection candle from this liquid zone, and then we can see a pushback down to about 39.66. Monero, we had a beautiful trade on Monero yesterday. We shorted from around here. We got both our targets, which actually covered us and saved us because we had 2 losing trades. We had a Ripple trade that went into a loss, and we had a Bitcoin trade that went into a loss, and then Monero pulled us through, making some of us end up in a very small loss and some of us end up in a very small profit for yesterday, and some of us even broke even. So overall, not a bad trading day. A lot of volatility that caught many of us off guard, definitely myself included in that. I didn't expect the market to come down, and that's usually when it does. It definitely looked top heavy to me, and I did mention it to Frana a couple of times that I think we're putting in tops very soon. I also mentioned it in my previous weekly market update, but it came as a surprise because this structure was still overall bullish. So my rules were still telling me to buy on some of them. But on Monero, this was the outlier. This was the only one telling me to go short. We wanted to go short on Ethereum around here, but never got filled. So that would have been a significantly good trade as well. But let bygones be bygones. We'll take the market on again from today and make a success of it. So Monero here definitely looking like it's shorter term bearish still. I think the level that I'm paying attention to is back up here. If we can get back up to 241, I'd love to short that level again. I do think it has a lot of potential to push the price back down. Do we see a short-term bounce here? I do think we will. I do also think that we will be met with some resistance, as you can see already from this liquidity zone. But if we do start breaking above this liquidity zone, we'll see probably a move back up to 240. And then we'll be looking to perhaps take another short position. Or if we can see any kind of entry reason around this liquid zone today, we'll take a short as well. I did not buy a longer term position for Monero, as I've stated before. Let's quickly do BNB. So I've bought some BNB already. I've got one more position waiting around $201, which is a little bit further down than I usually would like to buy, but something's telling me it might go down there. So I've already bought this morning 3 out of the 4 positions that I would like to buy. And the other one I'm going to wait for to get filled at $200. If it doesn't get filled, I'm not going to break my head around it. But I'm still happy to take a longer term position from this area here. Again, this is money I'm just going to leave on the sideline for 3 to 6 months. So I'm not looking to catch the lows or the highs. I'm buying the coins as they're coming down for my longer term portfolio to later take them some profits. So BNB here probably going to be met with resistance and come down shorter term. But do we bounce from the short term 55 exponential as we've done before, or do we continue to the downside? So this is the only factor that made me put in this order much lower than 35%, which was actually around where we are right now, because as long as we close hourly candles or 4-hour candles below 241, which was this previous major level of structure, I am not going to be looking to go long on this. I think we could come lower overall, and I would be looking for shorting opportunities if they do present themselves. Okay, so 1 inch, I'm looking to go short ASAP. This is one of those coins that I'm definitely going to short as soon as we get back up to around $4.46. You can see this major level of structure being broken and violated, and now being it reacted as resistance already once, but I do think one more push to the upside here is in the cards, and we might get another short opportunity for 1 inch. On the same token, I do think it will see a short-term bounce around $3.34. But I would love to get short on this ASAP. If it can get back up here, that would be fantastic. Okay, Doji coin is kind of another outlier here. I didn't buy this for longer term positions. I am looking at these coins for longer term positions, but there's a few different criteria that need to be met, in my personal opinion, on these before I buy any longer term positions. And once they're met, I will share that with you as the community. Okay. So Dogecoin looking overall okay here. I think as long as it holds this support level, we should see another bounce back up. But how high would that take us? I'm not 100% sure. I don't like the fact that we are kind of trying to break out, but not quite breaking out yet. So if we can see some kind of momentum coming through here and we can break above 0.066, then I'll be looking to go long and take a longer term position on Doji. VeChain, same thing here. Looks like we might have a bounce here, but I would not be bullish on this unless we break above 0.051. The reason why I'm a little bit skeptical on all of these is because we don't have a lot of price action data to work off of. So we have to be patient and wait for these coins to confirm themselves first. So the next move to the upside, 0.051. If it closes any 4-hour candles above that, I'll take a longer term position and a short term position. Shorter term positions in the meantime could be met with some shorts here. I'd like to short about 0.050, or if we get any kind of confirmation within this liquid zone here on the hourly chart. GRT, I don't like this one at all. I personally believe that if it does not hold this level, this liquidity zone, I think it's going to plummet back down. It doesn't have a lot of market structure to play off of here. So it could easily come back down to as low as 73 cents or even 61 cents. So I'm being very, very patient and I'm being very, very careful with this particular coin, but it has some potential. If it does break above 2.42552, I would like to take a long on this. Shorter term, if it breaks above 2.87, I'll take a longer term position on this one as well. Okay, so that's it pretty much for today's market update. I think short-term bounces here are to be expected to be met with resistance, and then we'll look for some shorting opportunities. As soon as our rules and our entry criteria are met, we will share those trades with you today and see if we can make some money. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.